Hey, what's going on, folks? Welcome to another video. Let's just jump right into it. We're looking through some loose bills to see if we can find anything that is worth more than face value or is at least collectible. This is one of the best hobbies in the world. The worst case scenario here is that I end up with the same amount of money that I started with, which I absolutely love. So let's do it. Starting right off, 2021 Series $5 note, super beat up. You can see a little bit of extra ink in that 0 there. Over to the left from the 4. But it's not dramatic enough to hold on to, just something to keep an eye out for. Other than that, this thing is nice and damaged. Folds, a little bit of a tear going on. Nothing collectible in the serial number. Looking on the back of the note. Check out my video that talks all about every part of every denomination of US banknote, or I think I also have them broken down into just each denomination if you don't want to watch a super long video, but keep an eye out around the repetitious 5, some of the security features on the $5 note on the obverse of it, the front of it. Keep an eye out there. Sometimes you'll have issues with the kind of raised printing, as well as other issues with print and things of that nature. I'll stop yabbing and get on with it. A little bit of a stuck digit going on here. The 3 and the 6 are sitting just a tad higher than the rest of the serial number. If it's dramatic enough where it's really noticeable, sometimes you can sell those for a little bit over face value. Other than that, I don't see anything else going on. Back of the note depicts the Great Seal here, amongst some other stuff, obviously. Lots of usage of the number 13 and the depictions on the $1 note. Nothing there. Yeah, kind of cool. Like a double year, I guess, if I really wanted to reach 1400 and 1129, or I don't know, November 29th of the year 1400. I kind of like to keep the date notes in U.S. history with U.S. currency personally, and I like them to be month, day, than year. So this one I'm not going to call collectible or anything. Really beat up $10 notes. Hard to tell if that little bit of ink is damage, which it seems like it, or actual stray ink, but it's really minor, and the rest of the note is all dinged up, so I'll kind of pass on that. 2013 series $1 note, little tiny bit of a shift in the seal here. If it's way off, it's sitting or obscuring other parts of the note, the word Washington, whatever, those can be worth really good money as like a shifted print. In this case, it's very minimal. I just look at a ton of notes, so I kind of notice them. This one's also been wet. You can't tell, but if you could reach through the camera, you can. It's got a bunch of waviness and rippling in it. It's definitely been wet at some point. It's also discolored quite a bit, so if it was collectible for some reason, that would definitely deter the best value from... I can't even talk today. That would definitely detract from the value of it. There we go. I got it. Series 2017A $1 note. And nothing in the serial number. Kind of a couple of 9s going on. Oh, I saw something underneath this one. And other than that, back of the note, kind of dinged up, discolored from just general usage. And you can kind of see some kind of excess print of Washington's coat there, peeking through the back under the letter N. Other than that, keep an eye out around the Great Seal. There's a lot of detail throughout the different depictions of the Great Seal or portions of the Great Seal. And sometimes you'll get some ink issues. Notice this when I was picking up the other note. 666, but it's 4 6s, so at least it's not the mark of the beast or anything. Nothing really super collectible other than that. It's kind of a repetitious serial number, but not enough for me to hold on to for that. But it is a replacement note. So something happened to its counterpart during production, they replace it, and most likely, if not definitely, this serial number is not going to match the one of the note it replaced, but it is a star note replacement note. I love them. We'll be able to look it up at the end of the video, so you can skip to that if you're bored already, and I'll show you how to look them up, and we can see if there's anything more valuable with this bad boy. Other than that, though, it's not the worst condition, it ain't the best condition. 2017 series. It's printed fine as far as orientation, alignment, color, but it is discolored from just use and a little bit of age, but most likely got jacked up in some water or something like that. But really cool. I'm going to go ahead and hold on to that replacement note. Series 2017 A, clearly folded up and put in like a wallet as like a safety dollar or something. I got a safety 20 in my wallet if I run out of gas or something, you know? Never know when you need a little cashola to get you through the day, so throw an extra $5 in there if you could. Hold on to it and keep it for safekeeping, you never know. Yeah, a little bit of extra ink, probably wet ink transfer. This one's kind of a little more heavy, although it's a small amount of area. But generally, it's just after they cut them, you know, wet ink from the note that sat, well, in this case, below this one, transferred some of the ink from Washington there to the back of this one. Other than that, not collectible. Some 4s, some 0s, some 5s. I would have kept it if it was 004-55004. That would have been awesome. That would have been kind of a cool repeater. Would have been a trinary note, but some really nice pattern to its repetition. In this case, we got that pesky 8 in there, so we're not going to hold on to that. And we got some free alien blood on the back, so we'll just keep on moving, and we'll keep looking through our notes and looking for better stuff than this. Gross. Hey, holy 3s. 2017 series... 2017A, series, $1 note. There was a lot of this series printed. Tons of $1 notes printed for that series. And nice and damaged, nothing really jumping out. Although a ton of 3s, not a repetitious or pattern fancy enough serial number for me. 2013 series, $1 note. Now the star notes from 2013, New York, B series, they can have duplicates. I have a video that talks all about those, but a lot of them were duplicated. And there's a project that I link, I think in the description box here. If not, I'll link it. And you can try to find the duplicate if you do have a B series from 2013 star note. And possibly you can find its match somewhere there, out there in the world. Nothing going on there. Lots of 4s. And nothing else. Printed nicely enough, although it's got a lot of damage going on. It is actually shifted a little bit. Keep an eye out for misaligned prints, or miscuts would rather be something where it's actually cut off a part of the note. But misaligned prints can kind of straddle the edge of the paper, so to speak, where they've cut it. Especially if a miscut also, I think, is kind of, in most cases, categorized where you can see a cut line from the sheet. But a misaligned print, if it's printed off one way or the other, up, down, if it's riding the edge of the note or really close to it, usually you can call it a misaligned print, and those sell for a bit over face value. This one's really beat up, though. It's hard to tell if anything's on the back there. A little bit of a shift, too. You can tell, like, I mean, it has to be a dramatic shift. Like I said, generally it's got to straddle the edge of the actual note to be considered misaligned. Little bit of 8s, little bit of 4s, but nothing killer. Back of the note, nice and folded up and beat up. Nothing going on there. Getting down there, last 2. Another $1, 2013 series, F for Atlanta, Georgia. Some 0 action, 7s, nothing in the serial number. And lots of damage, so hard to tell if anything's going on. Like, all this discoloration's not any ink used to print on the notes, so we're talking circulation damage. Clearly on the back, totally jacked up, so it's hard to tell if anything is misprinted and anything of that nature. So nothing really jumping out. Not so bad condition $5 banknote comparatively to the rest of them we've looked at in this bill search. Thanks for sticking with me through the whole thing. Nothing crazy going on in the serial number. Series 2017A. Nothing going on the back. Nice and beat up. If you're ever in DC, the Lincoln Memorial's really cool to go visit. It's not like it's got bells and whistles and strobe lights going off, but it is a really neat historical monument to check out, amongst many others there. I'll be visiting DC and New York soon in the next couple of months, and I'll get a bunch of video of cool museums and of course stuff with the BEP and money around DC, and some visits to some different coin shops. Nothing there on that Fiverr. What are we holding on to? Nice little star note. Couple of ones, bunch of sixes. Sixes for days, but not repetitious enough to call a fancy serial number other than being a replacement note. But I love me some star notes. I'm holding on to every one of them. I believe over the next few years, as technology changes with the printing process, we'll see star notes actually see their day with value going up. But that's just me. That's just my theory out there. We'll talk in the comments about what you found in your coin and banknote searches lately.